Ivan the Terrible was a terribly great Tsar of Russia. Despite the bad reputation that he has, he actually did quite a few good things for the country. He established a good form of government that was in place through a few more rulers, and he worked on the debt for the country. His nickname in Russian, Grozny, is mostly interpreted as the Terrible, but according to madmonarchs.nl, it can also be interpreted as the Awesome, and he was definitely awesome. He became ruler of Russia when he was 8 years old. His dad, Vasily III, previous ruler of the Rurik dynasty, died when he was 3, and his mother, Elena, died when he was 8. During this time, after his dad died, his mom served as regent for the throne of Russia.
He did one very good thing for Russia. He expanded the borders of Russia, making it huge. He is the reason why Russia is as massive as it is today. He essentially expanded the country through conquest and fighting. Remember, Russia somewhat recently lost a lot of land after the breakup of the Soviet Union.
He was also very relatable to today's society. He had depression and liked sarcasm. He seemed to be a somewhat popular person. He left on two separate occasions with plans to abdicate or give up his position as ruler. The first time, in 1564, Ivan secretly left Moscow and then announced his plans to give up his position as Tsar, and the citizens liked him so much they begged for him to come back. The second time was in 1572 and lasted a year.
Ivan started his rule peacefully and calm, and he was doing all right as a leader. He and his first wife, Anastasia Romanova, got married in 1547 and were married for 13 years. They had 6 children, but 4 of them died before childhood, and 2 of them stayed alive. The, the two that lived were Ivan and Theodore. Theodore would be the next in line for the throne when Ivan died. Ivan became suspicious that the people in his palace had poisoned and killed his wife when she died. He also became very sad after she died, and he didn't really know what to do after losing her. After Anastasia died, he had 7 more wives. He seemed to be very indecisive and had high standards for what he considered to be a good wife. He wanted a wife that was as good as his first one. His other 7 wives were Maria T, Marfa S, Anna K, Maria D, Anna V, Vasilisa M, and Maria N. We're sorry that we didn't say their full last names, but they are basically impossible to pronounce without adding an extra 3 hours to trying to record.
He reformed the government and the church and army. He created his own very strict police force that wore black clothing and rode on black horses. They may have massacred a few cities, but it was all for the greater good of controlling the population.
He was a Russian Orthodox Christian. He was very devout, especially as a kid. He read a lot of religious texts, along with a lot of other books. One weird thing he did, though, was one time, when he was reading a religious text, he started banging his head on the floor, causing it to bleed and get a lot of calluses. I guess he was very into the text he was reading. He also was a very intelligent and well educated person. He knew a lot of stuff and was very skilled in many things, including hunting.
Ivan accomplished the development and establishment of a new stable central government in Russia that lasted a while. Another good thing he did was create more taxes to help deal with Russia's debt. Due to the recent wars, they were in debt a lot. This helped some, but it didn't fix it because he engaged in a lot of wars and increased the debt again.
Ivan IV passed away on March 28, 1584, due to a stroke. He was preparing to play a game of chess, probably about to destroy his opponent, when he suddenly fell over and died. Although this is a tragic event, his death was a sort of contribution to Russia. They were rid of a terrible, but definitely the best, European ruler.
But once again, these wars allowed Russia to become huge, and even today, it is by far the largest country in the world. That is all thanks to good old Ivan the Fourth, the terribly beautiful man who was arguably the best European ruler of all time. Just don't do your own research before voting.